I think it's important, especially as American kids, to really identify your roots because I feel like they strip us away of so much pride, dignity, and culture. Hey, what's up, Billboard? This is Saweetie, and this is Growing Up West Coast. I grew up in the Bay Area in Sacramento. I feel like both places taught me a lot and molded me into the woman I am today. I moved around so much as a kid. I was always a new girl at school. It's traumatizing always having to relearn your habitat, relearn whatever environment you're in. So I think it developed a high sense of adaptability. I'm proud of my heritage. So yes, I am triracial. I'm Black, I'm Filipino, and I'm Chinese. And I think it's important, especially as American kids, to really identify your roots because I feel like they strip us away of so much pride, dignity, and culture. I'm really grateful for the women in my family because if I didn't see them be leaders, bosses, if I didn't see them have hygiene, I don't know if I would care about all these things. My grandmother hustle, have a top real estate company, get her hair and her nails done every Thursday, never missing a beat. It just made me want to be that woman when I grew up. My first memory of music has to go back to when I was probably 6 or 7 and my mom had me leave a voicemail on my dad's phone. And Biggie was on the radio. She had me say like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me." I just remember that was my first impression on hip hop because I think that was one of my most favorite lines to quote as a kid. I come from a family that'll roast you. And they used to talk about my stuttering problem. I was Stuttering Stanley growing up. That was my nickname. It affected my self-esteem as a speaker, which is why I decided to major in communication to work on my speech. I think it affected me negatively as a child, but it had a lot of positive outcome, especially just having to develop tougher skin. And I think tough skin is what's allowed me to persevere in the music industry that has tried to put this glass ceiling on me, which I break every time. The first song I wrote, I think I was 15 years old. It was to Millie, Lil Wayne. Okay. And I remember staying up all night and writing this rap. And I brought it back to Algebra 2 class. And I rapped it and all the boys went crazy. And I was like, oh, so that's what makes y'all go crazy. But I think that's where I got my confidence from. I was also already writing poetry. So in that moment, it was just kind of like a kickstart to my confidence in becoming an artist. I wouldn't say that college was an important part of my journey as a teenager, but as an adult, I do feel like it was because I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to go straight into music. My dad loves music, so he thought that, just if that's what you want to do, he's been in my position before, so he was like, do it, especially because you're young. And then my mom, she didn't go to college, so she was like, please just go to college and try it. So I listened to both. I continued to write, however, I was writing from a dorm room. The experience of being an aspiring artist in college it brings back so many funny memories to me that the girls who were in my dorm wilding, going to parties, I would tell them I can't party with you guys because I have to write. And they'd be like, girl, we done studied and worked. I'm just like, yeah, but I have to write a rap.
Put a ringer on my finger and it's looking like a bump. And girl, you must be dumb if you thinking you the one.
What motivated me to start rapping from my car on Instagram? I was rapping out of my car because I couldn't afford studio time. That was my way of putting my music out into the world. What's so interesting about Icy Girl, when I rapped over the My Neck, My Back instrumental.
I'm icy, wifey, haters wanna fight me. Never been the one get RP up on a white tee.
It literally was just a fun, creative freestyle that I wrote. After I shot the video, it went viral.
That's how a hot girl do it. #1 stunner, icy girl with a Cuban.
It was kind of overwhelming because I've never received attention at that magnitude. Yeah, there was a bidding war after Icy Girl, the music video, came out. I wish I was a little bit more educated because I think I would have made different decisions. I always tell people just be patient. Like your first offer isn't your best offer, it's not your last offer. My first performance was in Istanbul, Turkey. I wasn't signed yet. It was a 14-hour flight and I sat in the middle row. Very humble beginnings. I was nervous because there was a language barrier. I didn't know if they knew my songs or not, but they were so receptive. And from that moment, I knew I was gonna be global. My biggest setback was me saying yes to everything in the beginning. After I had at least 3 mental breakdowns, I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. I think it is crazy that I've experienced a lot of success without no album out. I think it just goes to show that my brand supersedes music and that I'm here for a long time and a good time.
That's my best friend. Drive her own car. She don't need no lift.
I think I have a handful of best friends that hold me down throughout this crazy journey, so I really wanted to dedicate a song to them.
Tap, tap, tap. Wrist on glitter. Waist on thinner.
The TikTok culture and users, because I can't discredit the help they have gave me. Like, the fame and the money is cool, but when I can see influencers and people feeling good to my music, that's when I feel like my job is done. So my debut album is not out yet. My main goal for this album is I really want the consumer and the listener to feel something. With Pretty Bitch Music, I think it'll kind of humanize me, because as a celebrity, like, people think we have no emotions. They talk about it so crazy, and I think it's a step into what is Diamante like, not even what Saweetie is. All right, y'all, I gotta go, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. Pretty Bitch Music is on the way, so stay tuned.